It's Wednesday morning, morning here where I am. I'm in Los Angeles. So it is 10 a.m. Pacific time, but wherever you are joining me from today, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Julie Bean, and I'm here on artbeads.com and artbeads.com/live, where we are going to be doing some beading today. So we're going to have lots of fun doing wire wrapping. So I love wire wrapping, but it's one of those things I actually forget that I love. So I'm excited to do it with you today, and I hope it inspires some people. I hope you guys really like it too, because wire I can find a little bit intimidating. And then once I get into it, I remember that it's only wire. Like, you can make it do whatever you want it to do. So we're gonna have fun with that today. And I see some comments starting to pop up, and thank you. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read them, because I have definitely hit that age where I need glasses to read anything. So hi Holly, thank you for joining me today. So if you are on artbeads.com/live, I can see your comments, which is great, and I love that. I can also see your little floating hearts, so thank you for that too. If you click on that little heart, it floats little hearts on my screen, which is so fun. If you want to join me from Facebook or YouTube as well, welcome, thank you. It's great to see you too. Hi, Kat. You can comment as well, but I won't be able to see your comments live. So if you want to interact with me during this live broadcast, there's a link in both YouTube and Facebook. You can click on it and it'll hop you over to artbeads.com/live, where I can see your comments and we can design together that way. YouTube also now has a link not only to the show here, but to the designer blend I'm going to be using. I'm using the I Want Candy designer blend, which the amazing Becky Doll helped to design. She did a great job with that, which was really fun. We all got to design these designer blends, and it was great. And so she really had a hand in this I Want Candy blend. So it's exciting to be able to work with that blend that she created. And I'm seeing all the comments pop up. Hi, Deb. Hello, hello, hello. So whoever is hello, hello. That's really fun. Hi, Becky. So it's great to see these comments. It's great to be here and be able to design together on these mornings. So I'm here every Wednesday at 10. Then we have Tammy Hahnemann, who is on Mondays, so check her out. We have Sarah Lovecraft on Fridays, and we have Becky Doll on Thursdays. And you can go over to the artbeads.com/live page. It'll show you the different upcoming shows and who is doing them, and you can add them to your calendar. You can also watch replays if we get disconnected, or if you need to pause, or you maybe order the supplies and want to make the projects together. You can rewatch it on a replay. So there's lots of super fun stuff happening here. Hi, Denise. Thank you. S Barb Girl. I remember I was watching another one of the lives. I think that stands for Santa Barbara Girl. So hello. Thank you guys for joining me today. Okay, I do want to flip my camera over so that we can just get right into it and start going. If, as I am working with products, you see anything you like that you want to learn more about, click on the little shopping bag icon. It's going to pop up everything I'm using in the show, including my tools. You can see everything about them. You can add them to your shopping bag. You can shop them right away. You can buy them. So if you see something you like, definitely pick it up. I know the designer blends are very limited supply, because we had this amazing treasure trove of beads that we went through that were, a lot of them were vintage. It was so cool. And we came up with these blends, and so they don't have a lot of quantity. So definitely, if you see a designer blend you like, snatch it up before it's gone. I bought 3 of them myself because I love them so much. Oh, hi, Ginger from Missouri. Nice, from the Ozarks. How is that right now? I know even in Los Angeles, our weather is like cloudy and it's dark, so I hope my lighting's okay. Hi, Marianne. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the glasses. I can't live without them now. It happened about a year ago. I was doing fine, and then suddenly I was like, nope. Can't read my phone, can't read my books. So definitely eyeglasses for me. Okay, guys, let's get right into it and start our wire wrapping projects. Okay, I'm gonna flip the camera. Here we go. There's my grayish backyard right now. Gonna lower it down so we can see everything a little bit better. All right. And if you are joining me and you're watching this live and you're able over on artbeads.com/live to comment, and if there's ever something you can't see or you need to see it better or my hands are in the way, let me know. I really love hearing that. Hi, Susie. Hi, Marianne. Okay, here, first off, this is the I Want Candy Designer Blend, and it is so fun. It looks like candy, guys. There's these stars, and they come in different colors. They're so fun. And there's white ones, too. Oops, so I've made some samples, so I've already used up some of the supplies. So here's some really pretty stars. There's these cool beads here. I don't even know. They're kind of like a cylinder, but they're a little bit flat. So if you look at their side view, and then they've got like this little bit of like design to them. If you look at that, they've got like a little diagonal stripe to them. So these are super fun. There's these really like nice big beads here. So these are like an oval with a nice big hole. Yes, totally cute jewelry for teens. I think with the Barbie craze, everything like became like pink and fun and candy. So this totally plays right into that. And of course, that's going to be big again this summer. We're going to see a lot more of these kind of fun, poppy jewelry pieces. They're a little bit kind of larger in scale and Barbie inspired. So I think this mix is so fun. And I don't know, I mean, we don't have that many gray days here in Los Angeles. We're very lucky, but now that I have one, I just want color. I just want fun and color. So I know a lot of people are snowed in right now. If you're watching this from the US, we've got quite the storm going across the US. So I know that we all kind of want some colorful happiness, and that's what this is. This is colorful happiness right in your hands. Okay, so those are the beads that we are going to be using. Now, I wanted to show off a bunch of different ways to use these beads. So I am going to show you first off what we're going to be doing, and then we're going to go one by one and make it. So first off, we're going to be doing a herringbone wire wrap technique. And I tried to actually pick kind of unique earring hooks as well, because I just thought that would be fun instead of going with like a standard earring hook. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Oh my gosh, 9 degrees in New York, Jan. That is very, very cold. Okay, so we got the herringbone that I'm going to teach you how to do. Then on this one here, we are going to make ourselves a spiral head pin out of wire. So that's a fun thing you can do, and you can apply that to any piece of jewelry you want if you want to make your own spiral head pins. And then we're going to use one of those really cool kind of aqua mint. I don't know. What color would you call this? This is kind of like a, I don't know, light aqua maybe? Okay. And then we're going to do this, which is creating a spiral around a bead. Now this bead does have some cool grooves in it. I forgot to show you that bead from the mix. Okay, this does have some cool grooves in it, but you don't have to have a grooved bead to do this. I would say you probably want like a longish bead though. It'd be a little bit hard to do on just a round bead. Oh, hi Diane from Vermont. Oh, frigid Vermont. I bet it is very cold right now. Okay, I've always wanted to go to Vermont. It's one place I've never been. I've got dear friends who live there, so it's on my list. Okay, and then we're going to kind of do a chunky, messy wire wrap. And we're also going to do a little bit of a spiral design on a head pin wire wrap. So those are the things that we're going to be doing. So here we go. And I don't know, and let me show you. I also did a couple samples in gold just because I wanted to show you that it looks good in gold too. Okay, for our wire, I have some 26 gauge wire on my table. I'm not going to use a 26, I'm going to use a 24, but 26 does work if you have a little bit smaller beads. So I wanted to bring that one out. Hi Sharon, thank you for joining. All right, this is your artistic wire. It is 24 gauge and it's nice. I like 24 gauge a lot for this. It's very easy to use. I don't like using a stiffer wire if I can help it. when I'm doing wrappings, just because it's harder on my hands, and I don't want it to hurt. I don't want it to be something that's difficult. I want it to be fun. So I hope that as everyone's watching this, I really just want to hope that you feel the fun. This is a fun bead mix. This is a fun technique. Don't be scared of wire. I know wire can be sometimes a little bit tough, but it is going to be fun. You're going to make it do what you want it to do, and just play with it. Okay, so I'm going to then be using assorted findings and earring hooks. We'll go through that one by one as we do these different designs. Our basic toolkit that we're using, we are going to have 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. So I always like having this kind of finer tip one, which is by Xuron. And the tools are also in the shopping bag. So if you click on that shopping bag, you want to learn more about these tools, they're in there too. And they are all shoppable. And then I've got my wire looping pliers, which if you've seen my videos, you know I love wire looping pliers. I also am bringing out the round nose pliers and a pair of cutters. And that's it. You can do everything in the show with round nose. I do find wire looping makes it a little easier, but don't fret. If you've got round nose, you're totally good too. And then of course the cutters. All right, so I kind of want to clear off a little bit of the clutter, just so we have a better view of things. And we'll come back to all of that. So I'm just gonna kind of scrape it aside. So I think I want to start with, okay, I'm gonna start with this little guy. We're gonna make a spiral head pin and a wrapped wire loop. So those are the first 2 things we're gonna be doing in this video. So what we're gonna need for this is we are going to need our 24 gauge silver artistic wire. We are going to need our really cool earring hook. This was something I discovered on Art Beads I think is so neat. If I cannot drop it. I just think it's very kind of like a cool shape, this oval. Okay, we are going to need one of these beads from our bead mix. And we are going to need a star. Now, I noticed that some of the stars are kind of like a light blue and some are more of a white. So I'm gonna grab a white one. And everybody's mix is going to be a slightly different quantity of each bead in it. So you will get these beads, but you might get a few more of this one, or you might get a few more of this one. That's what makes them really fun. They're like little treasures when you open them. Okay, and then we're just going to need the artistic wire. So this design does not use a head pin, and it doesn't use jump rings or an eye pin. It's all going to be done with wire. Okay, so let's cut off. We're going to start by cutting off. This is probably more than I need. I just don't want to run out. I'm going to say about 7 inches for this first thing that we're going to do. Okay, so we've got our 7 inches. So artistic wire is also pretty inexpensive, which is really nice too. So I wanted to bring that up because if you are perhaps new to jewelry making, artistic wire is a really great choice because it gives you so much quantity for not a lot of money. So you don't have to worry too much if you make a mistake. It's not like using a precious metal where it's going to be a costly mistake. You can just practice and have fun. Okay, we're going to start at one end, and we're going to be starting with our round nose pliers. We're going to make our spiral head pin. So you're just going to grab the very tip of that wire, and you're going to make a small little loop. Just as small as you can. We're as far on the tip as we can get. So we just made a little loop. Now we're going to take our chain nose. And I think I'm going to grab my little bit bigger chain nose. These are the Wubbers. And so if you look at the 2 noses, you'll see that they are a very different size. This one gives me more surface area to grip. This one gives me a finer tip. And actually this one's a little bit lighter weight. So I do use this as my kind of go-to one, but this one serves a nice purpose too because it has that bigger nose. It's a little wider, so it's better for gripping. Oh my gosh. Hi, Deborah. Oh, it's 36 degrees. 36 degrees in Denver. Time for shorts and flip-flops. Oh my gosh. I would still be cold, but I know I have a good friend in Denver right now, and she has been freezing, and her doggy has been freezing too. Okay, so we are going to have that little loop. We're just going to grip it. So I just am holding it onto it. And now I'm just going to take my other hand and my thumb, and I am going to start very carefully pushing the wire next to the loop. And then I'm going to lift up and then rotate a little. So now I'm gripping the wire that I just pushed in. Oh my gosh, Yolanda, 6 degrees in Michigan. That is so cold. And I'm just going to push it again. So lift up, re-grip it, push. And I'm pushing it just enough that it's resting against the side of the wire that I already looped. Push it. And we're just going to keep doing that. I'll try to move my hand out because I feel like it's maybe creating a little bit of a shadow. And if you want, you can make this as big and as small as you want. Oh, -3 in northern Wisconsin. Okay, I can't complain about my weather, you guys. It is cold for California, but it is definitely warmer than -3. How is everybody staying warm? Is it hot chocolate and mittens? Like, I feel like I would be bundled up even inside. Okay, so you see how we're getting that spiral? So it's really starting to come, and it's nice and flat. By gripping it consistently with your pliers, it's becoming really nice and flat. So normally I would be holding it like this, but I feel like it's a little hard to see. So I'm trying to hold it out a little bit more. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to go back to my sample and see how big I made it. Okay, so that's kind of about the same size. So let's, excuse my coughing. It might not be cold here, but I still have this little bit of a tickle. Okay, so now we've got this, but you wouldn't want to just put a bead on it right here. It'd be off center. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take our chain nose plier and we are going to bend. I'm going to grab it right here and bend our wire upwards. So just make the wire do what you want it to do. Okay, so it's essentially, excuse me, a spiral head pin. All right, where's the focus, guys? I think it's fine. I'm trying to find this. Okay, let's see. Let's take it up slowly. Okay, now it's in focus. Okay, so we've got a spiral head pin. And I definitely cut way too much wire. You probably only needed like 4 inches. Okay, we're gonna put our bead on. This is our star bead. And it's got those cute little dimples. Okay, so it has a hole. Ah, this is kinked right here. So I'm just gonna cut off that kink. And we're gonna put this on. And the spiral stops it from falling off. So I think that's kind of fun. You've got the star and the spiral is kind of playful. So I like that. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to refer back to our little sample piece. And I made just a wrapped wire loop to finish it off there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that here. I'm going to grab my wire looping pliers. I have that one round nose and one concave nose. And we are just going to pinch it a little bit further from where it exits, if you see that right there. And push down, rotate your pliers up, crisscross. You can either keep gripping with these guys, or you can go back to your chain nose, grip it. And here is a wrapped wire loop. So this is, of course, a kind of a staple in jewelry making. It's a little bit more challenging with the curve of the star, but you're just making a couple little loops. And then you're going to trim your wire. and tuck your ends. I really like this pair of pliers for tucking the ends because they get right in there and they're narrow. Okay. So we've made our little star. Now, let's see. It is going to hang. We'll worry about how it's hanging at the end once we put the other component on. So now we need to do the midsection. So this is going to be the midsection, and this one's, if you can see here, I did a wrapped wire loop, but I did quite a few little wrappings. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so you're going to start with your wire, and don't toss this, keep this. That is definitely enough to use for another time. Do not toss your scraps because you will always find a use for them. Maybe not in this project, but another one. Okay, and you see it's got this little notch right here. So that's kind of your anchor. So it stops your spool from unwinding. If anyone has worked with wire and had the spool like explode on them, they know what I'm talking about because I had that happen last week. And now I have a giant gallon-sized Ziploc baggie full of just wire, just like spool, like wire that came off the spool. All right, so I'm cutting to do 6-7 inches. Here we go. And we're going to go about 2 inches from one end, 2 to 3 inches. And here is where we're going to create a wrapped wire loop from start. So it's not like we have a bead on one end, like if you had a head pin and you put a bead onto a head pin. This is how you make a wrapped wire loop just from a straight piece of wire before you even have a bead on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to pinch it down. See how that curved the wire for me? Push it down, rotate it up, and then with that short end, you're going to crisscross. And now we're going to go back with our chain nose, and we are going to do a couple loops. And this is the one where I actually did more loops on it. So I'm going to do this around a couple times, actually. A little bit more than I normally would. I just want it to be a little bit thicker. Okay. And I'm not going to trim that yet because I might want even more loops. Okay, now we're going to go to this side and we're going to add our bead. Oh my gosh, you guys are all so cold. It must make spring, though, extra delightful when it finally does warm up. Okay, so we've got this on. And now what we're going to do is we're going to create another wrapped wire loop, but we have to add this piece here before we finish our wrappings. So you're going to start by doing the same process where you're going to grab that wire where it exits, push it down, rotate it up. But now you don't want to do your wrappings just yet. You want to take the first component that you made, you want to slip it on here and let it kind of anchor in there so that they're touching and it's in the nice little well. Then you're going to go back with your chain nose, and I'm using the fine ones because what I want to do is I want to grip that loop that's not finished without really damaging the dangle part as well. So here we go, and I'm going to do this wrapping, and like I said, I had a little bit more wrapping to do that I would normally do just because that's the look I wanted. I wanted this to be kind of a wiry piece. So I'm just going to keep wrapping it around it, and I've got kind of a nice bulky wrap there, and trim it and tuck that end. Okay, and we're going to go back up here, and I want that to match, so I do want a few more little wire wraps on this end, so it's a little bit of that bulky look as well. And then we're going to trim it. So what I love about wire wrapping is you can do it neat and tidy, or you can do it messy, and both are wonderful. And it's really just a personal preference. All right, so this is what we've got. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure my star hangs forward. So what I need to do is actually not too bad, but what you can do is it's just wire. And I want to keep emphasizing it's just wire. You can make it do whatever you want it to do. So I'm going to grab my loops, twist it a little, and keep twisting until that little star hangs more forward. Okay, there we go. And we're going to put on our earring hook. So our earring hook, there is no loop. It is solid. And we are going to put that on. And we finished our first earring. And I do see a note from our Art Beads team. We have something new we're trying out on Facebook. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you can type a code into the black box at the top of chat, and it will send you a link to the product in the banner. So if you are on Facebook, you can just, if you see the product banner, you can type in a code. I've got a little note for this because we knew we were going to try this and we didn't know if it was going to work, but it sounds like it is working. So you can go ahead and see something you like in the product banner, type that code word into your chat, send it, and we'll send you a link back to the product. And so that's something fun we're trying out right now too. Oh, and if you have any questions about that, post them here too. We'll try to help you with that, or post them in Facebook and we'll try to help you with that as well. And Jacqueline is saying that the superfine nose pliers brought her level up as a jewelry designer. Oh my gosh, me too, me too. They always say that, you know, tools are so important. And it's true. These two tools and this tool really brought up my jewelry making skill level too. Hi PJ, hi Sharon. Could the earring wires be listed in the products? Oh, are they not? I'm so sorry if they're not in the products. If you try clicking on that shopping bag and they are oval sterling, I think these are oval sterling silver ear wires. And if they are not in there, we will definitely try to find them for you. Thank you, Sharon, for letting me know that. Okay, there's our first little pair of earrings. Okay, which one should we do next, guys? So we've got 3 more. Does anyone have a preference as to the one they want to see next? This one will show you how to finish an unfinished earring hook. And we're going to do the spiral. This one is some messy, chunky wraps. And then we've got the herringbone. So we're going to cover all of these. Yes, Xuron is a great brand. I 100% agree. Okay, long candy. Which is the long candy one? Is it this one? Which one? The wraps, Jacqueline, or this kind of the bigger one? It's kind of fun to see all of these together. Herringbone. All right, guys. Herringbone it is. So herringbone, of all the things we're going to be doing today, herringbone is the little bit of the trickier one, but it's still not hard. You just have to go a little bit slower with it. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and clear off this a little bit more, and we need one of these chunky beads from the mix. So these are really big and fun. I love these, and you see there's spiral color in them. It's really cool. Okay, and for this one, we've paired it with a little prestige crystal dangle at the bottom, so I'll show you how to connect that here in the end, but let's put that aside. Okay, so you are going to need about 24 inches of wire. So I'm going to eyeball it. You can measure it. You want to hopefully have a little bit extra rather than a little bit less. So I had a sample I did with this little pearl and I ran out of the wire. It still looks cool. You just don't have as many wrappings if you run out of wire. So we can't just buy the chunky beads alone. So all of these were truly discovered when Becky and Sarah and I went and just went through pallets and pallets of beads. And so these weren't like in inventory. They weren't special ordered. These were like these hidden lost beads that we got to just dust off, literally dust off. We were so dirty. We were covered in dust. And so we don't have a ton of each bead. So that's why we put them into these mixes. And that's why the mixes are limited edition. Okay, we're going to cut off 24 inches. And I'm kind of holding it off to my side here where you can't really see it off camera to see about how far 24 inches is. Okay. So what you're going to do is about 2 to 3 inches from the end, you are going to go ahead and make a loop. So I'm going to use the wire looping pliers. You can use the chain nose. Okay, so we're going to do a couple inches. And we're going to go ahead and pinch it and push it over and rotate it up and then crisscross. Okay, so that is the start. So you just have a basic little loop. Now you're going to be doing a wrapping. So let's go ahead and hold our loop, and you're going to wrap the stem of this. And you're going to count your wraps. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So I've got 10 wraps right there. And they're pretty close together and they're pretty tight. I will note that your wire will get a little bit stiffer the more you go. So that's going to be just something to pay attention to. If you want to stop at 8 wraps and your wire is getting really stiff, don't worry about that. Just go ahead and do 8 wraps. Oh, and great tip, Kim, if you just go ahead and swap out your charms for these earring hooks. I think she's talking about these ones. Yeah, because you don't have to latch them on. Yeah, you can swap things out. That's a great idea. I love that for like holiday jewelry too, where you might not wear a pair of earrings year round. You might have like a Valentine one or a Christmas one. Okay, we're just going to trim our wire. So you do tuck your ends here as well, but it's not quite as important because you're going to be covering up a lot of this wrapping. And so I'm just going to pinch it ever so slightly, but I'm not as concerned about that for this one. Okay, so now we've got that on one end. So we're going to go to the other end of our wire and slip on our bead. So here's our nice big bead. And don't forget, you can click on the banners that are popping up on this, and you can learn more about the items, or that shopping bag has everything listed. So if you do want to learn more about something I'm using, just go ahead and click on that shopping bag and I'll take you to all the products and you can look at their descriptions, add them to your cart, all that good stuff. Okay, here's what we got. So we've got the one on one side, we got the wire sticking out the other side. So this is the most challenging part for me. You want to try to make it so it's going to be equal wraps and an equal length on each side. So on this wire, you're going to try to be like, well, how big is that? And you're going to envision it on the other side. So where you think that spot is, and this is truly the hardest part for me. I think it's about there. I tend to make it bigger than it should be. So I'm kind of looking at this closely. All right, I think it's about there. I'm going to make my loop. Twist it up and over. Okay. So let's go back and grab our loop again. And we got that nice iron, like that nice kind of rod of iron. Oh my gosh, sounds like Game of Thrones or something. Rod of wire. And we have got this big length right here. We're going to start wrapping it. I feel like this is going to get tangled in my beads as I do it. Yeah, Karen, I have a hard time getting it equal too. As I was practicing this a little bit before the show because I actually used to do these and I haven't done them in a while. So I was like, okay, I got to remember how to do it. Okay, I'm going to stop talking so I can concentrate. I'm going to do hopefully 10 wraps on this side. The important thing is the length, not necessarily the number of wraps at this point. But if we can make it 10, that would be great. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's slipping on me. So what I'm going to do is I have enough to grab here. So that was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you've got your middle is filled with your bead. You've got the 2 loops on either side, and you got the wrappings. Now we're going to start the actual herringbone. Yes, you could, Santa Barbara Girl, Barb Girl, you could definitely lay it down and measure it, and maybe take like a permanent marker and mark your wire where you want to do it. Absolutely, you could do that. And the tool that I use to make the loop is a wire looping plier. It is my favorite tool. It just makes life easy, especially if you make a ton of jewelry. It's really worth it. It's so cool. It makes nice even loops all the time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to start our wrapping. So you have the wire exiting the front. So if you kind of look at the side, it's coming out the front. So you want to remember you're going to go front to front. So we're going to arch this wire over here from the front, go down through the front, and loop up to the back. So here we go. We're going to hold it, and we're just going to arch that wire and press it down with our thumb all the way to the front, this side of the bead, and then go around the back and come back out what is the front again. And now you're going to flip your bead, hold it in place again, and do it on this side as well. And you're just going to hold that wire. Again, make the wire work for you. And we're going to go to the front, around the back, and out to the front again. So we've got those wraps. Okay, we're going to do that again. So now we're going to go behind our first wire. But again, you're going to try to hold it in place and go around the front, loop around the back, come out the front, rotate up, or rotate your bead, go around, press it down, and you're kind of like walking your way up those spirals that you already did. And then back up the front. And then you just keep going. You just keep wrapping it. Again, it's only wire. Make it work for you. Push it into place. I mean, I know sometimes it doesn't behave, but it's like you're just going to keep doing your wrappings here. But I think I was really intimidated by wire for a very long time, and I love it now. I'm just having so much fun doing all sorts of wire wraps. Okay, so we're just going to keep going, and you see what we've got here. And then we're going to do it again. We're just going around the back. And then this one's probably my last loop on this side because I'm already up to my loop. So the longer you make your stem, the more of these wraps you'll be able to do. Just cut more wire so you have enough wire to do these side panels. This is how it's looking. And then this is going to be my last one because I couldn't fit any more on that other side. So to finish it, I'm just going to wrap it around that neck a couple times. And then trim it. And tuck your tail. Okay, so this is what it looks like on one side, and I don't know what's the front or back. I always think they both look really good. Oh, thank you for the hearts, guys. Okay, and there is the front. So that is our herringbone wire wrap. And now we're going to turn it into an earring because I didn't want to just show you guys how to make these like different wire techniques. I wanted to show you actually how to make them into earrings. So I have this pretty little prestige crystal, a little sparkle. So I thought that would be fun. And we're going to use it with a jump ring. All right. So we got that little slit up there. And we're just going to open that jump ring right up. And we're going to put on our pretty little pendant. It's so sparkly. And then we're going to put that onto one of the loops. So another nice thing about herringbone is it does create like a link for you. It's the nature of it has those two loops, so it's really easy to connect things to. All right, so we got our, oh, we don't have our sparkle. Where did it go? Okay. There we go. So I love also these lives because I hope they also let you see that, you know, when we're making jewelry, we have bloopers all the time and we have things that don't work out all the time. So I hope that that's kind of fun to see too. Okay, here we go. Fumbly. There's our main earring, and we just have to put an earring hook on it. I chose these really big kidney ear wires because I thought they were nice and dramatic, and the scale was good to go with this larger herringbone wrap here. Okay, slip it on. It has a little part it rests in. Actually, I think I want that to be opposite direction. Okay, here we go. Yep, and there we go. We finished that one. Oh, Deborah. Yeah, I do a lot of bead weaving too. Yeah, herringbone looks really hard, but it's not. And if you do pick up the craft wire, whether you like gold or silver, it gives you so much. And like I said at the beginning, it's not too expensive. So it really lets you learn. So if you don't like your first one, it's not a big deal. Just cut it off. Like, where's my scraps? I think I got rid of them already. Oh, I was doing one earlier. I didn't like it, so I just cut it off, and I did another one. So, you know, it's fun to experiment and try new things and play. All right, so those are 2 of our earrings that we have done with this fun bead mix. And if you're just joining us, we are using the I Want Candy bead mix that Becky Doll definitely had a big hand in. She was really instrumental in helping pick out this particular mix, and it's so fun. So that is what we are using here, and that's exclusive to Art Beads. Okay, so we got 2 more earrings to go. I think I am gonna do this one next. So this one has a spiral wrap on it, and it has what is an unfinished earring hook. So I like the unfinished earring hooks a lot because they let you customize them. This is what it looks like to start with. So we're gonna go ahead and put a bead on it. So I have this pretty little crystal bead, and I'm just gonna slip it on. So you see that. But obviously we need to finish it. So to finish it, I am going to use my wire looping. I had to debate there if I wanted round nose or wire looping. I'm gonna grab it just at the very end because my bead is a little bit bigger. Or bigger in sense of bigger for this amount of space right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to pinch and curve it and curve it and curve it. And then I'm gonna kick it back a little bit, push it back. And that was it. That's all it takes to make custom ear wires. So easy. So that's another one of my new favorite items too. So we just finished off our ear wire, and now we're gonna go ahead and let's make our little dangle. So this is gonna be a really, oh, I forgot my head pins for that. Sorry guys, let me grab them real quick. So I have my head pins. All right. So we're just gonna make a really simple wire loop. Actually, no, we're gonna make a simple wrapped wire loop. And I am not gonna do that first. I'm gonna do this one first because I might wanna add it a different way. Okay, so grab one of your beads. And what we're going to do is we're gonna cut more wire. And let's do 7 inches on this one. Okay, let me latch that so I don't end up with a second baggie of wire that's off its spool. Okay, so for this one, you are going to go ahead and go about 1.5 inches down, maybe 2 inches, 1.5 inches. Okay, and we're gonna make our loop, twist it up, okay, and couple little loops, little wraps, okay. Doesn't need to be anything fancy for this one, just simple. Okay, and we're going to trim that. Tuck that little end in just so it's ready to go. Okay. Shelly, I can totally see gingerbread house decorations. Yeah, I could see that. Absolutely. This is why it's so fun to do these lives. I love getting to chat with you guys. And just a reminder, if you're over on YouTube or on Facebook and you want me to be able to see the chats, you want to be part of this, jump on over to artbeads.com/live. There's a link in the video you're watching in the description. You can definitely come on over and chat with us here too, over on artbeads.com/live. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this bead and cut. So the one thing with wire is if you're working with it, sometimes it gets a little kinked. So I'm just taking my nails and I'm trying to flatten it out. And let's see if I can get it through there without cutting it. If I have to cut it, it's not a big deal. I had extra. Nope, now it works. Okay, so now we're going to slide this one down so it rests against that wrapped wire loop we already made. And we're going to make another wrapped wire loop. Okay. Grab it. Wrap it a couple times. All right, now the fun part. So we want to spiral it down the length of the bead. So what you're going to do is you are going to hold your top part right here and you're going to flatten your wire. You're going to press it against your bead. Actually, I want to do it on this side. There we go. Okay, I like this side, it's a little more pinky. Okay, and we're going to flatten against the bead, and now we're just going to wrap it around. This one has grooves into it, but you don't have to follow the grooves of another bead, and just wrap it around. And because it's wire, it's staying in place. Okay, and then we're just going to wrap it until we get to our other end right here. And we're going to go around that little base of that loop a couple times. And you don't have to do more than a couple times with 24 gauge. If you're doing 26 gauge, go even more loops around because it's a thinner wire. But this one is okay with 24 gauge. So just trim it off and tuck that end. Okay, so there's our loops. So I don't love this little kink right here, to be honest. So so this one here ended up a little bit smoother. And I think it's because of just where my wrappings started. But that's the basic way that you do it. And you see how those are all smooth right there. But it's still a usable bead. I would still keep this one, but I do like it when it's a little bit more even like that, without the kink. Okay, so now I'm glad that I didn't do this one first. I'm glad that I kind of kept that one because I'm going to show you why. So we are going to go ahead and grab our tool. Push down, make our loop, rotate up, and we are going to slip the end of this onto it. So that's why it's good we didn't finish our dangle first. And make our wraps. So lots and lots of wrapping. Again, another reason why I like the thinner wires is if you do this much wrapping for an hour with like a 21 gauge or a 20 gauge wire, your hands might start to kind of feel it. So I'm grateful for the thinner wire. Ooh, yes, you totally could put little beads on it and then do the spiral. That would work too, for sure. If you're doing that though, just be aware that you're trying to keep that spiral pretty tight because the little beads are going to create a little bit of a gap between where your wire is and the bead. So you just want to make sure that it's nice and tight. Yeah, it would look cute with colorful wire too, absolutely. Or if you did a dark bead with like the silver wire on it, that would be really pretty too because it would really pop. Okay, so here we go. We've got the little loop. So Debbie, how does the silver plating compare or differ from a regular head pin? Are you, oh, for on the wire, you mean on the spool of wire? In terms of color, it's the same. It's the same color. In terms of durability, I haven't had any issues with it. I think it's kept its plating. It hasn't cracked. It's just kind of a nice staple. I feel good about using it in my designs. I feel like it's really nice and a solid product. The artistic wire. Art Beads has some designer wire as well that's really nice too. So those are both good choices. Okay, so we finished that earring now. Okay, last earring. So this one has kind of some chunky, messy. Okay, for head pins. So Debbie, for head pins, like making the wire into head pins, I've been okay with it for the silver plating. So far it's been fine for me. And thank you guys for the comments. I definitely love this aspect of these live shows that we're doing. It's so nice. And I hope you guys are liking them too. Okay, so we're going to do this bead for our last earring. This is kind of cool. It almost feels like a honeycomb in some respects. And then it's just kind of got these cool waves to it. So this is part of that mix as well. Okay, so for this one, we're switching to gold. So this is the 24 gauge gold. And we are going to cut off 12 inches. Okay, so I just eyeball it. You can measure if you like. A lot of it is just eyeballing because we're just kind of playing and having fun. So you want to look at almost the midway point when you're doing this one. So you want to be like, well, there's about 6 inches on each side. Oh, a plated head pin to a regular head pin. Oh, do you mean, Debbie, like a sterling silver head pin versus a plated head pin? If you could just give me a little bit more information, I would love to help you with that. Okay. I use plated a lot, personally. I just do. I find that durability-wise, I've gone back and looked at some of my designs. I find they still hold up. If you're doing heirloom jewelry, and you want it to last, you know, like wedding jewelry or heirloom jewelry, I would do a sterling silver or silver filled. But if you're doing, you know, fun jewelry that's just kind of, you know, that you're going to have fun wearing around and it's not going to be passed down for like generations, I think a plated one is totally fine. Okay, so we're at the midway point or almost the midway point, and we are going to create a loop. Oh, Mona, that's so good to hear. I'm glad that these are helping. So we're going to crisscross. Just like that, we got our nice long tail. Oh, thanks, Jan. I'm glad for that feedback that you're watching on Facebook, but you like the format here better. That's really good to hear. We're trying to make it really nice and easy on all formats. But for sure, the artbeads.com/live ones definitely have some advantages. And it is nice that we can talk, and you have that shopping bag where you can click on it and you can just see everything. You can share it with the little arrow. So lots of fun stuff we can do here on this platform. Okay, so we've got that. Got some long tails happening. We are going to just do a couple wraps just to anchor it in place. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of these beads from the bead mix, place it on, let it slide down, and you still have that big long tail. Now you're going to do another loop on this side. Just try to keep this tail out of your view. Okay, so make another one, put it down, and crisscross. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it. I'm just holding onto it with these pliers. You can see that you can do that too. And then for this one, I like it because I want this to be a little messy and a little chunky. So what I'm going to do is I'm just kind of going to go for it. I'm just going to go around and around. Let me grab this with my chain nose. Just keep this one out of the way. And up and over. And I'm not being particularly careful. And that is fun to me. I like this one. I'm kind of glad we ended with this one. So I'm just pulling my wire around, making it nice and thick in there. Now you can also kind of go up a little bit so it crisscrosses itself. You don't have to make this one neat and tidy. This is just kind of a nice, messy chunk of wire, kind of bird's nesty. Oh, you totally could do birthday candle earrings. Oh, thank you for that. That's fun. Okay, here we go. For the last bead you used. So I think S Barb Girl was saying this one. You could do a yellow bead and then it could be birthday candle earrings. Too cute. Yes, yes, you could. I want to see those. Can you make those? And then we can show them. That would be so fun. Okay, so we got some spirals happening. It's kind of chunky. It's kind of messy. When you feel good about it, just trim it. And then tuck that end. Okay, flip it around. This is why you left that big tail to start with. Grab your loop. Do the same thing. Okay, nice and big and chunky. And then trim it and tuck. Okay, so we've got some nice heaviness there, which I like. And then if you see my little sample, we're going to be finishing it with this really pretty clef earring hook. And then we're also going to do a little bead, this pretty little yellow bead. This is prestige as well. Okay, and then we're going to put this one on a ball head pin. Slip it on. Let it go down. And again, it's that thing where we don't finish it until we connect it, which makes a really nice, strong connection. So you don't have to worry about your jewelry falling apart when you're doing these wrapped loops. Okay, you just got to be able to open up that loop a little bit. And slip on your loop. And wrap. So I think for this one, I'm going to do just a couple neat wraps, and then I'm just going to do a little bit more. You can see how this is looking. All right, so we got some kind of spiral design happening right there. Trim it and tuck. All right, now we've got one last thing to do, which is to put our earring hook on. And we're just going to open that up, slip on our little loop, and close it up. And there we go. So these are the 4 different types of wire wrapping you can do. So we did herringbone, we did a spiral head pin, we did wrapped wire loops, we did a curve around a bead, we did some chunky wire wrapping, kind of did like a little spiral on this one. So lots of different things you can do just using wire, and then adding a few extra little jump ring where needed. And then I wanted to show you one extra thing just because it goes in so well with the show. It wasn't something I planned until this morning, but this is another one of our designer blends. This is the Jungle Green Mix. I think there's a few of these ones left. So if you like this one, the time to get it would be now. There's not a ton of this one left, but I wire wrapped one of the leaves. So really quickly, I want to show you how to do that because I love leaf beads, but I sometimes am a little bit perplexed as to what to do with them. So, and then these would be really fun herringbone wrapped too, or you could do that spiral around them. So let me grab a leaf bead real quick, And I'm going to show you kind of as an extra little thing how to do it, because I do love leaf beads, but I sometimes want to put them at like the base of an earring, and I don't always know how to attach them. Okay. All right, and let me show you this. And then Debbie, I'm going to try to understand a plated head pin shopping bag versus a regular head pin. Are you saying like a regular non-plated head pin? Because I think that these are just pretty standard head pins. These are just little, you know, petite plated head pins. Pretty standard. This tends to be what I use. I know we do have silver filled and we have sterling too. So they work up the same way, like in terms of if you were doing these wire wrappings, you could definitely try to, you know, do any of these techniques, and a silver plated, a sterling, a silver filled, it would all work really well. The gauge is important to pay attention to, of course, so that it's something you'll want to pay attention to as well. For a lot of what I do, I like a 21, 22 gauge head pin. Sometimes a 24 is really good. Anything thicker than that, and I struggle. Okay, so for this one, what we're going to do is we are going to thread it through our wire and have it coming off on both sides. You want a little bit longer on one side and shorter on the other. Push it up, crisscross, like so. And then on your shorter end, you're going to go ahead, kink it up so it becomes almost like what a head pin would be if it was sticking straight out of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a loop. Right here on that one that we made stick upright. Just create a loop. So you're just kind of paying attention to where your wires are. Okay, and then you got that short wire still that we're working with. So a non-plated one, Debbie, would just be like the pure silver. So plated is like a coating that goes on it. So if it's not plated, it would be just the solid metal. So you would never have to worry about like if the plating would ever deteriorate or anything, but plating is really good and strong these days. So I don't really worry too much about my plating. But like I said, if you want to do like an heirloom piece, sterling would be a really good option. Yeah, sterling definitely, Mary, would be more expensive. And then, yeah, if it's not plated, you might see the base metal. It might be like brass. Sometimes you see like non-plated brass ones, and those are going to tarnish. If you've got a non-plated brass one, that will tarnish on you. Okay, so we're doing some wrappings. Just like so. And then trim it. Do I always use the small end of my round nose pliers? Most of the times I do. Not always though. I just made a pair of earrings. I don't have them on my table though. And it needed, oh geez, do I have them? Let me see. It needed something here. If you look here, I needed one smaller loop and one bigger loop. See, small loop and big loop to fit over this piece. So that was something I was making for a project. So then in that case, I went further down and I used the midsection of my wire looping pliers. Okay, so here we go. We got that loop. Now we're just going to grab that loop and we're going to take this wire. Maybe it's easier if I can do it without grabbing the loop. Wrap it around it a couple times. Grab it and keep wrapping it. Now you can do a lot of wraps, you can do a few wraps, you can stop right where it gets to the leaf. Whatever you like, you can kind of have your own discretion on how many wraps you want to do. Once you're happy with it, just trim your wire and tuck your tail. And that is a way of getting a nice loop at the top of a leaf. So like, yeah, I love this mix and it comes with all these great leaves, but I really wanted to find a way to attach them like at the base of an earring. So that was just kind of a quick little bonus. I wanted just to show you real quick, since I had those and I had them on my table, but this was fun. So here's those mix again for the I Want Candy bead mix. And I am going to go ahead and tilt this camera up so I can say goodbye real quick, because this has been so much fun to do today. Okay, here we go. You're gonna garden again. Oh, no, you're not. You're gonna see my painting. Hi, guys. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. Thank you for joining me. Wherever you are watching this, if you are on YouTube or Facebook or artbeads.com, thank you for joining me. This was so much fun. Let me kind of hold these up a little bit so you can see that herringbone, that wire wrapping really does catch the light, which is nice. And I like the length of these. We've got the cute little stars. Oh my gosh. I love the little star ones. Here, let me take off this earring. Okay, so you can see that would be really cute with that little star and the spiral. And then we've got this. Thank you guys for the love. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you, Sharon. I have so much fun with these. I get to play with friends each week now, which is great. So this is really fun. All right, and then this last one with that little pop of yellow. So I hope you enjoyed this. Join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Next week I am doing beaded kumihimo. So we're gonna be doing a spiral beaded kumihimo. And then join Becky tomorrow and Sarah on Friday. And head on over to that artbeads.com/live page where you can see all the upcoming shows, add them to your calendar. You can share this show if you liked it. It's that little arrow icon. So much fun. You can watch the replay. You can order these beads and come back and do herringbone with me again and watch the replay as you do that. So that is fun too. So thank you guys. Don't forget, if you added something to your shopping cart, make sure you close it out. It is limited edition on any of the designer blends. They are one time only. Once we made them, we can't remake them. So we kind of have what we have for those, which is fun, which I know we're having a lot of fun with too. Okay, guys, have a great rest of the week. It was wonderful to join you on this Wednesday. Take care, stay warm wherever you are, bundle up, drink some hot chocolate, drink some tea, stay warm, have fun beading. Okay, bye guys.